Chris for KaijuPop.com, and today we're playing Kholat or Kholat or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce the name of this. This is a first-person walkie-aroundy survival-y horror game that came out on PC last year and has now just migrated to consoles. We're looking at the PS4 version here, and it's tricky to really say what I think about it so far. I'm going to leap into kind of the middle. Well, say the middle. I don't know how long the game is, but we're in Act 2 here that we're going to play. Really, I haven't been playing for very long, about an hour in. This is all, it's going to be difficult to talk about because you're going to see from the outset that I kind of need to keep moving for this all to work. But it's based on a true story of what happened in the late 50s in Eastern Europe. A bunch of hikers went missing, and then when a search party came to discover them, they found some that were missing their socks, some that were bizarrely naked. One woman had her tongue ripped out. Somebody else had a fractured skull but no other signs of damage. There were people with massive internal injuries but no other signs of damage. So basically you're playing the role of someone sent in to figure out what happened to these hikers. And instantly I died there because because there were strange things in this forest. So this happens a lot. Basically, the general it kind of dresses itself up as something more, but this is effectively a Slender clone. If you've played any of the Slender Man games, there are notes that are dotted around the wilderness, and you want to pick up all the notes to figure out what happened to these people, but as you gather those notes, you're more under threat from mystical, sort of supernatural beings that are kind of around, and one of them got me there. You see, one of the real big issues here is in massive load times, and this was something that really damaged the PC version, from what I hear. So this time let's do a little bit better than that. Let's go this way. Let's run away from that thing. Where is he? So, like, they try to signpost the presence of these beasts by having their footsteps light up the ground, but it doesn't really work. And there are some parts as well where it's just like, huh, gotcha. They do the gotcha death thing, where something will just tug at your ankle, and then, oh, you're dead, and it'll have to load another few seconds. And that really kills the atmosphere here, because this is a very atmospheric game, as you can see. It is running on UE4, which doesn't have a great sort of track record when it comes to console games. But yeah, there you go, you see. I had no idea that a thing was behind me there, and I was perfectly willing to chat more, but that's not great. This is on the PC version. I believe it was received a lot worse. There have been, I think, from what I can tell, a few fixes for the console version, which are at least that the game saves every time you find a note, which wasn't the case in the PC version. On the PC version, you had to take advantage of the game's how should I say this, very Eastern European nature in terms of, I don't mean that derogatorily, like, you know, I think Eastern European games, developed games, often have the same mentality and mindset of, let's get away from that thing. They have that mentality mindset of getting away from things. But also, you know, I mean, you think of Metro 2033, I think of Metro and, you know, games like that. I can't put my finger on, what was the Chernobyl games? Stalker. where they have very sort of realistic approaches to role-playing, and hopefully we'll be able to see some of that when I get out of this creepy forest, because this is one thing the game does do really well when it's not doing the gotcha, there was a thing behind you the whole time thing. Is when it's doing atmospheric stuff like this, and it's sending like this evil feeling fog, and I can see something in the distance over here, so I'm gonna head towards this way. Oh, yay, cool. So this is cool. I found a camp, and the game's gonna save the game. Here, the campsites are safe spots, so I can fast travel between these, and it's also going to save my game whenever I found them. On the PC version, it would only save when you got to a campsite. Here, at least, the game saves as well when you find a new page. So there was a thing, as far as I've read on the PC version, where you would just lose like half an hour to 45 minutes of gameplay because of one of those gotcha deaths that you just saw. But here, at least, you know, I'm free to sort of find my bearings, find a new sort of waypoint and a new page, and then keep going. Now, when I say, you know, so it's a little bit less strict and less Eastern European in that regard on the console version, but where it is a little bit strict is this. So this is the map, such as it is, and it kind of reminds me of Firewatch. You hold the map up and, like, you know, it sort of dips below your field of view to keep watching. Now, a few things with the map is, first of all, the map doesn't tell you where you are. You're supposed to actually look at that compass, which is sort of hovering around. It doesn't settle, I guess, because creepy things going on. And it's like, okay, facing south, facing over here. And you've got to really figure out, so it does mark where you've been, where the pages you've collected are, and where the campsite is. So here I've got the campsite. If I rotate myself and face south, I'll go into that forest there. Yeah, I could cut through, or if I really spin myself around and point north, that's probably where I'll want to be. Then I can get towards that lake up in the sort of north and northeastern region there, and we'll check that out, and we can follow that trail up and have a look at sort of these proposed campsites. So there's a lot of stuff going along around here. So if I sort of take this path and then we'll hang a right, and then we'll keep on going up this lake. So that sort of navigation is quite cool, where it is just focusing on your own sense of bearings, which obviously get lost when shit kicks off and when you're having to run. What's interesting as well is that the beasts that are floating around, in theory, they're tracking you down. And in theory, if I wasn't at a safe point looking at my map, I'm using my flashlight to look at my map as well. You can turn the flashlight on and off, of course. Creepy shit's happening, so it's dipping in and out, you know, hey, stereotypical horror stuff. But that draws enemies to your location. So, like, that's kind of interesting, is this pseudo stealth stuff. You can see in the snow just a little bit of frame rate issues, and for the most part it's been fine, but it's a UE4 game running on console, which often has a little bit of lagginess and a little bit of cuts. I have had a couple of times where it's slowed right down, but apart from that, the game looks nice, and as we saw in the forest, there are parts where it really does seem really cool, where suddenly it gets super gloomy. The only thing is, when you're walking through the first time, it seems super gloomy, but now I've walked out, it's a little bit brighter. But if I were to head back into the forest, and now it kind of loses the illusion, where it's like, I haven't triggered the forest thing, I've triggered the forest thing, I flipped that switch again, you know. So I mean, it is, and I can see there's footprints on the ground there, so there is a dude stalking me. So it is a little bit like the sort of haunted house cheap ass nature of it does get revealed if you backtrack, and you're going to get lost, so you're going to backtrack. So there's elements where, you know, some of that atmosphere is lost to you, but let's keep soldiering forth here, and hopefully this is the right way. Really, the thing is, I think I understand the idea, the original idea behind, okay, you're going to have to navigate yourself to campsites, and we're only going to save the game at these campsites, and you're going to have to find these locations yourself. I really, really understand that nature and that idea, and I think it's a good idea. The problem then was that you've got these cheap deaths, and then you're losing like 30, 40, 45 minutes of gameplay. And the problem with doing it this way, when it is saving, it is, every time you find something new in the game, this way it's much more friendly, but at the same time it eliminates kind of a sense of risk. So there is just this thing of, well, I'm going to strike out, and if I die, I'll go back to the checkpoint. Nothing's really lost, and I can choose to take things in a different direction. What kind of happens at certain events is that you're signposted a little bit. So we might see perhaps like spectral visions of like these the hikers that were there, and you'll see them run in different directions, and that's kind of an indication that you're on the right track. I don't think I'm on the right track here. Well, this would be the lake, right? So this is that massive frozen lake. So if I bring up my map here, so if I get, in theory, towards the eastern side of that, I would imagine. That's south. So if I don't know. My navigation skills are terrible, aren't they? Hopefully, maybe on this side, I should be able to just like work my way up and then get to a path. You can see like the snow looks nice. I really like some of the lighting stuff that goes on the first time you see that stuff. It's pretty cool. It does pull off atmosphere very, very well, and then it kind of shoots itself in the foot when it does the gotcha kind of death stuff. I think we could just work our way around here. The music again is pretty good, understated, and that's probably what you want. I'm heading back the way I came, I think, because I have no idea what's going on. One interesting thing about this game is that occasionally you'll have oh no, that's a bad thing. Let me get past you. Occasionally you'll have voiceover from, like, apparently it seems like this malevolent spirit or this person that killed all these people, and I don't know here, no spoilers, because I don't know, but I would guess that you're gonna gradually go insane in this game. Oh, look, oh, hello, 39 North, 91 East. Well, that's interesting. 39 North, 91 East. Where are we now? 39 North. What was it? 39 North, 91 East. Let's see. 91. Oh, is that just where I am now? Okay, so okay, that's at least just a clue of where that campsite was, I guess. Doesn't seem to be anything too genuine. And anyway, that person giving that narration is Sean Bean. They managed to snag Sean Bean in, and I think that the general premise is that Sean Bean is already dead at the start of this game, so you don't even have to set the timer for it if you're playing Kholat. So yeah, I'm kind of really torn in this game of liking it for its ambition and for its kind of concepts. It's like this survival take on the Slender kind of formula. I think that's really kind of cool and interesting. The way you have to navigate yourself around is very interesting. I'm no good at it because I have no sense of direction in real life either. But you know, I'm torn between that and then kind of hating it for its stupid. Here are these shitty monsters. Saw the little frame like that. Here are these shitty looking monsters that suddenly grab you by the ankle for no reason and kill you for no reason. That doesn't do it for me. You know, I mean, there's a sense to where like I do get like this feeling of dread, and you know, it's difficult because I kind of think, do horror games necessarily work without death? And like, I guess the more recent Amnesia game played with that idea of just having more of a straight up, without sounding terrible, but the walking simulator kind of approach. Ooh, creepy language, I wonder what that means. Kind of approach to a horror game. But I think that approach would have done Kholat a lot better. I would be much less frustrated and much more sort of immersed in the story here, of like, oh, here's this creepy shit that's happening, and then there's like that light in the distance, some sort of waypoint, let's head that way, let's see what's going on, what's happening in this place, what the fuck is this glowy thing, you know? That's a note. Hey, let's see here. Mysterious lights, mysterious events in the sky. 4th, 5th of July, witness testified to seeing a burnt orange spear. It was signed several times. Is it possible for there you go. That's interesting. Yeah, I'd be much more interested in this stuff if I was in the knowledge that I wasn't going to be set back by just being like snagged by a shitty looking, you know, black shadow ghost creature. That's where some of this experience kind of falls apart, because the rest of it, you know, it does good stuff. Like, the navigation is interesting. The light source as a risk-reward thing, that's interesting. The sort of you know, lots of horror games do this, but kind of restricting your movement, so the more you run, the more narrow your vision becomes, and the harder it is to get places. That's all interesting, that's all good. But yeah, as I said, like, it's just a little bit cheap in a lot of different respects. It's a little bit cheaply made, and it's a little bit kind of cheap from a design perspective. I just kind of want to double back on myself now. We've gone down a little bit to see if there's anything down here, but I don't think there is. And now we're getting well and truly lost. Okay, so we kind of see where we came from. That's where we found that note. We must be down here. I double back around. Okay, so if I come back up and then head up, I don't know, man. So there is that. It as well has this knock-on effect on its. Oh, that's that lake again. So the lake's on my left. Yes, oh, right, totally. I know, I'm totally heading the wrong way. I don't want to go this way. I want to go this way. It does have this knock-on effect on pacing, where this isn't. You know, I think the thing about Slender is that you can do it very, very quickly. I don't think this game is particularly long. It's just large, and you kind of move kind of slowly, and the navigation kind of lends this slower pace to it. And I have been here before, haven't I, viewer? Been stuck on this bit, you know, fucking, get up. It's only 6 inches high. Climb up it. Oh my god, I'm not going to be able to get up there. Fucking hell. Weird, ghostly, ectoplasmic wolf tracks there. Nope. Oh crap. And the game, yeah, that's not good either. The fact that the game does that shit of barring your progress via 6-inch high rocks, that's I really hate that in any game. But especially a game of this type, but that's what we have to deal with, I guess. Probably anybody watching this is angrily shouting at the screen, saying, "You're supposed to go that way, you flipping idiot." But screw you, I'm in control here. Let's head up this way. Probably going around in circles, but we'll see. If we get to that little cave where I found the note, then I'll know we've gone in circles, and I'll just choose a different direction. Whoa, 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 laggy, 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 laggy. Wow. Yeah, so that's what I mean by performance issues on console here. Pretty shitty performance issues on the console going on here. Phew, looks like we're over that little seizure. We can keep on going. Wolves. I'm tired and there are wolves out here. I should really have kept that beacon, that light in mind, and headed towards that. Never mind. Left or right, viewers, left or right, viewer. See, this is the thing, even if I look at the map now, I have no idea. Let's go left. The left way is the right way. So there is just like this kind of, you know, the issue with the pacing is you're kind of just walking at random and hoping you trigger some sort of event that lets you know you're near some sort of a checkpoint, as opposed to the game's tooltips to say, okay, set out with a certain objective in mind, you know, a place where you want to go, and then go to that. But because the only thing that's marked on the map are just like the campsites, that makes sense for the PC version, doesn't make sense for this version. Okay, so cool, things are probably happening, so it's just suddenly gotten really dark, so, you know, I guess this is the right way. Oh no, this is back in the dark, creepy forest. There's a trap there. I would have died if I fell in that, and then I'd have to do all that walking again. Let's go back through the dark, creepy forest. Let's follow that light. A light in the distance. Creepy music. There's a tree. Oh, there's a thing. There's a thing. Let's go to the thing. See, I'm gonna get killed, probably. Oh, hello. What's on this thing? A building. Can I get in it? Cold out here. Right, I'm gonna keep on bumping into trees. Oh, well, hang on, there was a building there. And a building's gone. Oh no, hello, that's probably what we're on. We're kind of being very loosely directed this way, I think. Or are we? I don't know. I'm talking to the sky is my nervousness, you know. And probably up is probably good, I guess. Yeah, what's that? 67 north, 70 east. Yeah, fuck it. I'm miles away now from where I was. Brilliant. Okay. I thought the little creepy lights were sort of suggesting that I go this way, and the creepy music was suggesting that I go this way. Totem heads. Oh, a note. What have we got here? Seversk is in Russia, 15 kilometers northwest of Tomsk, on the Tom River. Federal Atomic Agent. Whoa, it's all about nuclear energy. Let's see. Well, hopefully, at least that's given me a landmark on my map now. Or has it? Where are we? Where are we? Oh, okay, that's nice. Okay, I've got like a checklist of stuff. Ah, okay, I never even noticed this looking at the map. Okay, alright, so if we can figure it out, and then we'll figure out which one of those things, because those where the notes are. So, the story notes, that is. So, let's see, because there's those notes that have no narration that I was just reading. So I managed to find, okay, the map's kind of smaller than it seems, because I managed to go from there all the way down here. Well, that's 62 north. 47, 62 north, 47 east. East. .47. So if I just go west from here, then we should be good in theory. That's north. So this is west. We go here? Yeah. Yeah. Go back. Yeah. I think that's the thing. Anyway, that's Kholat, I guess. I probably don't want to spoil the big event that happens at the time. When you do get to kind of these story locations, I guess I just didn't trigger this thing before properly, so I have to do it again. When you do get to these story locations, you get sort of flashy effects. There's a thing that's going to kill me as I go this way. You get like these nice effects, things happen, it's a little bit trippy. You know, I like the stuff that it does. There you go, I died. I hate that shit. But, you know, I like the stuff that it does with clouding the vision, filtering your view, stuff like that. That's interesting, that's cool. There's lots to like about it, but it just, like, the core idea of you being tracked down and dying and then having to do shit over again is so awful, I think, you know. So it's in a difficult spot, Kholat. But I get, if you like this sort of thing, then this is the sort of thing you like, but you're going to need to set aside a good few hours to actually sit down and properly do it and figure it out, and even then you're going to get pretty heavily frustrated, I think. Anyway, Kholat, it's out on PC and at least PS4, I believe Xbox One as well, right now. Chris Charlton for KGPop.com. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.